The first thing we want to do is we want to position the light banks. So these are the light banks. They're set at sort of a 45-degree angle, so they hit the paintings just perfectly with the least amount of glare. And we want to position them so the feet are above the marks on the floor. You can see the star and the magic marker. So this particular light bank is positioned correctly, but this one needs to be moved into position. So you can see the marker with the star in it is about 8 inches to the left. So, and here. So we are going to move this into position, and then we're going to turn it on. Both light banks are in position. So now we're going to turn them on. Oh, that one's not plugged in. So we'll come back and plug that in. There's the plug. We'll do that in a minute. Let's go to this side. Light banks are in position. And here's the switch here. And here's the other switch here. They need about 10 to 15 minutes to warm up, which will give us time to get the camera in position. We also need to make sure that there is nothing in front of the light banks that will impede the light from getting out of the paintings, or casting shadows, or reflecting odd shadows, like shiny mirrors, etc. So we are clear for the size of the paintings we are doing. You will notice all of the miscellaneous stuff we have stuck on the walls. That's so when Photoshop registers the pano, any of the stuff that is sticking outside of the paintings will be registered and hopefully not spin the pano. Next, we want to position the camera. So this is the camera tripod, rolling tripod, and this is a plumb bob. So this plumb bob is 1.5 inches off the center pole of the tripod. So what we do is we follow the plumb bob down, and it's about 1.25 inches off of the line on the floor. So we are following this line here, right there. It goes here. This line is at a direct 45-degree angle to the wall. Oops, there's the end of it. There's a X there. So this particular red line that you can hardly see anymore is the line we want that plumb bob to be next to. We want the pull of the tripod, this pull that's supporting the camera, to be directly above that line. So because the plumb bob is 1.5 inches off from the center, we're going 1.5 inches off of the line. Actually, it's about 1 inch, and this one is about 1.25 inches. So I'm going to move it over 1/4 inch. So that way this is completely at a 45-degree angle to the wall that the painting is going to be hanging on. The other thing that you want to be cognizant of is the plate that this is resting on. So that plate also needs to be parallel or perpendicular, depending on how you think about it, to the wall that we're photographing on also. So we're going to arrange that so it lines up. So that is this particular knob here on it. So we're going to loosen this knob, turn this so it's a 45-degree angle, this plate right here, and then come back. The center of the camera lens, when it gets tilted upright, needs to be at the exact same height as the cross in this mirror. This is where we're going to center the paintings on the wall in a little bit. So this is our center mark. So the center of the lens then needs to be exactly at that same height. So as I was adjusting the plate to go forward, This was not tightened down and therefore it raised. So we're going to get that into the right position. So we're going to loosen this like this, and we are going to pull the easel down from here we're putting pressure on this right here and this at the same time to bring it down on the pole. And we're going to get a tape measure and measure the height from here to the floor and the line to the floor. 61 inches. 61 inches. Fantastic. We removed the plumb bob after we center it on the floor, center the pole on the floor, because it swings and it causes the camera to rock back and forth. So we remove that. And then finding this little step ladder is great. Helps us to be able to see what's going on in the camera. So we need to put that down. Next, we need to check the lens for dust. There is dust on it, so we're going to brush it off. Next, we need to put the battery in the remote control. There's this and this. Voila.